Canon. Originally the subject of biblical scholars, deciding which texts belonged in their interpretation of their faith. This sacred duty was highly controversial, caused wars, and shaped the history of the world. Today, the discussion of canon is mostly relegated to passionate fans of pop culture arguing about MCU trivialities and what Knuckles the Echidna's genitals look like. So really not much has changed. For as long as I can remember, anytime I consumed a piece of media, I would try to absorb as much as I could out of any ancillary works. If I enjoyed something, I wanted to see the whole world of it, to fill out the puzzle in my head. But sometimes pieces didn't line up. Sometimes you'd look at it and realize somebody just hastily glued together two completely different visions and put it in a box under a shared name. With any long-running franchise, you'll run into issues like this. Take DC, for example. They have a consistent narrative through line from the most recent comics all the way back to the 1930s. But when you have something that continues on indefinitely, with hundreds of different collaborators, each one with different visions and interpretations of a shared world, the differences compound. To combat this, DC has had to reboot, reorganize, retcon, and recontextualize a lot over the years. It can take a lot to parse through things and figure out, at the end of the day, what's still canon. And that's why I'm here. I want to look through different franchise histories and figure out how their canon all fits together, or doesn't fit together, as it usually is. And that brings me to today's franchise, Super Mario Brothers. Figure the story's pretty simple, so it should be easy to fit together. Let's see, 250 video games. And that's not even counting the cartoon shows, movies, comic strips, board games, children's novels, theme parks, anime and manga, reference books, toys, foodstuffs, and miscellaneous merchandise. Let's start with the easy ones and define the canon of the mainline Super Mario Bros. Series. I'll be using the official encyclopedia to narrow down what counts as a main Super Mario title. And the encyclopedia was released before Odyssey, so I'll throw that one in as well. The Super Mario Bros. Series started in 1985 with what else but Super Mario Bros. On the NES. Now, obviously there were other games released before this in the Mario franchise, but don't worry, we'll get to those. So, Super Mario Bros. Starts with the Koopa tribe using their black magic to turn the inhabitants of the Mushroom Kingdom into various inanimate objects. Stones, bricks, and horsehair plants. Princess Toadstool is the only one who can reverse the magic, and so the King of the Koopas kidnaps her. Mario, hearing the plight of the Mushroom Kingdom, travels to 8 different castles and dunks on some turts, saving the princess in the very last one. For quite a while, this was the best-selling game of all time, and as such was released multiple times across various systems. Now, most of these did not change too much, but the Game Boy Color version, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, changes something very important. The manual for Deluxe omits entirely horsetail plants, and instead replaces it with mushrooms. So, did he turn the Mushroom Kingdom residents into the horsetail plants throughout the levels? I don't know, maybe. But it's not explicitly canon anymore. Does this matter? No, but it does let me demonstrate that I will prioritize more recent information whenever it's different or contradictory. So, that's how the canon states. Let's move on to the next release. Super Mario The Lost Levels. Originally released in Japan under the title Super Mario Bros. 2. It wasn't released stateside until the SNES compilation Super Mario All-Stars. The storyline for The Lost Levels is the exact same as the first game. The Japanese manual even states it takes place in a parallel world. A world where Bowser is significantly more competent. So already we have a game that's not even canon. That's not a great start. We'll just take that, throw it away, throw it in the bin. I would actually throw it in the bin, but I don't have a copy, and I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. The American version of Super Mario Bros. 2 is a reskin of an earlier collaboration by the Mario creators, Doki Doki Panic. The manual gives the story of Mario having a dream of stumbling onto the world of Subcon and being requested to save it from the evil King Wart. The next day, he has a picnic with his brother, Luigi, Toad, and the princess, only to find that his dream is coming true. The four save Subcon by feeding Wart some vegetables, and then Mario wakes up finding out all of that was also a dream. Which means, again, this game isn't even canon. The only thing that's actually happened so far is Mario went to bed and had a weird dream. Unless there's some sort of weird dream dimension, and subcon is actually real but not tangible to the physical realm, I'll just place this in the maybe pile. Super Mario Bros. 3 ups the stakes by having Bowser take over 7 different kingdoms, putting his children in charge of each conquered castle. After being such a good sport the last time this happened, Mario saves the other 7 kings and finally Toadstool again. But does he really? Nope. The whole game is actually a play. At the end of each level, Mario leaves the stage, certain platforms are screwed together like props, and the whole game is framed by stage curtains. Nintendo released a short Mario Myths video where Miyamoto confirmed that it was all just a performance. Now, that's not to say the events of this game didn't actually happen, like in Mario 2 or in Mario 2. There are references to it in later games. It really is more of a fictionalization of real events. Fictionalization of fictional events. On to Super Mario Land. So, the story here is that the alien Tatanga has used mind control to take over Sarasa Land and its 4 constituent kingdoms. First is Birbuto, which was supposed to be a portmanteau of Pyramid in Egypt. Muda, a reference to Bermuda. Easton, which is full of Easter Island heads. And finally, Chai. Nah, it's just China. Daisy, the princess of Sarasland, has been captured by the purple space alien, who wants to turn her into his bride. Mario beats 4 brainwashed kings, shoots Tatanga out of the sky, and leaves Sarasland, knowing that there is absolutely nothing more sinister at play. So, after officially saving 2 countries and starring in a play about saving a couple more, Mario, Luigi, and the princess decide to take a vacation to Dinosaur Land. Surely, nothing terrible happens on an island with a name like that. I'm sure it's safe to just leave the princess alone, surrounded by all manner of creatures and fire-breathing dinosaurs. Surprisingly, the princess is gone when Mario comes back. It's Bowser again, and he's coincidentally set up shop on the exact same island that they chose to vacation to. So, it's up to Mario and Luigi to violently melt his Children of War and destroy his compounds. On the way to Bowser's lair, the brothers pass through a level titled Sunken Ghost Ship, which, according to the manual, was one of the airships used by the Koopalings in Super Mario Bros. 3. This is at least confirmation that something resembling Mario 3 actually happened, as far as Bowser employing 7 miners to drive vehicles of destruction. Released next in 1992 was Super Mario Land 2: The 6 Golden Coins, and it reveals that something more sinister was at play. Mario's childhood rival Wario was apparently jealous of Mario's, land, and used the distraction of an alien enslavement of 4 countries to become a squatter on Mario's estate, which, for some reason, includes a giant mechanical version of Mario, a house made for a giant, and just the whole moon. Wario has locked up the castle, and the keys to it are the titular 6 golden coins that Mario must collect. Now, as far as timelines are concerned, I can't really just place this in release order as I have with the other games. The manual states this occurs immediately following the first Super Mario Land. However, the manual for Super Mario World implies that it takes place directly after 3, so I think it makes the most sense to just bump the first Mario Land forward. Next on the list is Super Mario 64. Again, for this game, I'll be using the remake, Super Mario 64 DS, for any story changes. The princess, for the first time using her now standard name Peach, sends an invitation to Mario, Luigi, and Wario to share a cake at her castle. As it turns out, it's a trap, and Bowser has taken over the castle and lured the 3 there to imprison them and take control of Peach's power stars. Yoshi, who is just taking a nap on top of the castle, ends up being the only one able to free them and take back the stars. Also, the entire story is filmed by Lakitu for some reason. It's not really relevant at all, I just thought it'd be funny that that's the Mushroom Kingdom's version of Cops. Following this home invasion is another vacation, this time to the tropical Delfino Island. Mario, Peach, and a troop of Toads fly into Delfino airstrip only to run into some pollution caused by a Mario imposter. Mario takes care of it with the help of a piece of equipment named Flood. As it turns out, Shadow Mario is actually Bowser Jr., his for realsies heir this time. Bowser Jr. kidnaps the princess because he thinks she is his mother. Because of this, he also decides to throw the island into chaos via graffiti. This causes the local deities, the Shine Sprites, to flee and darken the land. As always, Mario reverses the actions of Bao Zhao, beats Bowser, frees the remaining Shine Sprites, and gets to enjoy the rest of his vacation. New Super Mario Bros. Is next, and that's really it. You literally just watched all the story beats. That's all that happens. Super Mario Galaxy, released in 2007, is going to cause us some headaches. It's the Star Festival that only comes around every 100 years, and Peach invites Mario to the castle to enjoy it with her. Bowser attacks with his spaceship that he just happens to have, I guess, and takes the castle to the center of the universe so that he can create his own galaxy. Kamek teleports Mario into space, where he finds a space lady named Rosalina on her ship, the Comet Observatory. She tells Mario that her ship could make it to the center of the universe if it was powered by the Grand Stars that Bowser stole from her. Once Mario collects enough power stars, Rosalina takes him to Bowser, where he defeats him once more. Somehow, this causes a lava planetoid to become a black hole large enough to swallow the entire universe. Somehow. This means canonically Bowser is the densest motherfucker in existence. Rosalina's Lumas are able to sacrifice themselves to the black hole to create a whole new universe. She then says that this new universe won't be an exact copy, and that we'll see what that means. It's worth noting that throughout the game, you get glimpses into Rosalina's childhood through a storybook where she meets a lone Luma in a rusted-out spaceship. And the last place you see your own Luma is in an identical spaceship, implying that this isn't the first time the universe has gone through this cycle. If you beat the game with all 120 stars, you get to start over and play as Luigi. But it's not that the brothers swap places, there's just two Luigis. Now, my theory is that this is the Reborn universe, and then when you beat the game again as Luigi, it starts a new timeline, and starts with... I don't know why I'm pointing at the monitor, there's nothing here. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's Peach's birthday! It's Peach's birthday, and she's kidnapped by Bowser and his kid, plus his not kids. Nothing significant happens, except during the credits, Peach is heard saying that she'll wait for Mario on the day of the Star Festival. The one that only happens every 100 years. Super Mario Galaxy 2! The game opens with the Star Festival again. And because I don't think it's been 100 years, I'd say this is a new universe following the cycles of the first game. It's essentially a retelling of the first game, except instead of Rosalina and her Comet Observatory, we have Lubba and his giant Mario head spaceship. And once Mario saves the princess, there's no universe destruction, and so it seems like the cycle has stopped. Super Mario 3D Land is next, and there's not much to say about it, other than that it gives the long-awaited origin to the Super Leaf from Mario 3. Also, Peach is kidnapped twice in one game, which is kinda notable, I guess. Next, we have both New Super Mario Bros. 2, as well as U. Both came out in the same year, and are very light when it comes to anything story-related. In 2, Mario and Luigi decide to go hunting for money when Peach is kidnapped. And in U, Bowser just breaks in. U also had a standalone expansion of Super Luigi U, with the exact same plot, except minus Mario. In 2013, Super Mario 3D World was released. Instead of kidnapping Peach, Bowser is moved on to the Sprixie Princesses. These fairies reside in the Sprixie Kingdom, which is connected to the Mushroom Kingdom via a clear warp pipe. The story for this one is actually pretty similar to Super Mario Bros. 2, with the Sprixies and Subcon people looking incredibly similar. Maybe that dream Mario had was just a premonition of this game? After completing the story proper, you know, by beating Bowser, Mario and company go travel to space and meet up with Rosalina for a few more levels. Because of this, I'm going to assume the Sprixie Kingdom is connected spatially to the Mushroom World, rather than being an alternate dimension, or whatever. Finally, we have Super Mario Odyssey. We open on Mario already battling Bowser on his airship. The King of the Koopas intends to make Peach his bride instead of just locking her up in his dungeon this time. So, he kidnaps her, as well as stealing various wedding-themed items and artifacts across the entire globe, including a sentient tiara he kidnaps for Peach to wear. Mario teams up with his own sentient headpiece, Cappy, to stop the wedding taking place on the moon. Doesn't Mario own the moon, though? Anyway, Mario interrupts the wedding, defeats Bowser, and almost blows up the moon. Peach decides she wants nothing to do with either one of them, and takes Mario's ship to go on a vacation across the world. So that's every mainline game in the Mario franchise, according to Nintendo's own encyclopedia. So that's every mainline Mario title, according to the official encyclopedia. So, let's just see how many more games we have left. 242. Well, that's all I have for today. Next time, I guess I'll do... Hello?
Check the filing cabinet.
Oh, that filing cabinet. Okay. That's really bad. Hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for making it to the end. You know, I've been working on this show for literally years now. Parts of this script have been written since 2018, 2017, something like that. So It's good to finally actually get it all out and done. You know, I plan on keep making stuff like this, and we'll see how it goes. If you have another franchise you want to see me tackle, you know, let me know. Either in the comments or, I don't know, you can mail it to me. I won't tell you the address, but you can mail it to me. All right. Bye.